and Masteries coming up here in just a second. So it is going to be interesting to watch out for exactly how they change their itemization up. For Faker, he shouldn't have all that much to change. As far as Runes and Mastery is concerned, we are actually going to get a chance to see exactly what he is going to be running here versus Cain. So Cain is going with, let's see, I didn't actually get a chance to check that. But with, wait, that is scaling cooldown reduction. That's CDR per level runes. I'm not sure why you'd go with per level runes here for Faker. But he's also got, let's see, ability power scaling, flat AP, and magic penetration from reds. Confused as to why those are scaling runes and not flat runes, just for the early effectiveness, given that, you know, most 1v1s are scaled in a very early game kind of fashion. But at least this time around for Faker, as far as masteries are concerned, a fairly standard 21-9-0, but with 2 points put in attack speed and 4 points put in cooldown reduction, that is a little bit strange to see. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Solo King, a Korean 1v1 tournament featuring your favorite players, teams, and champions from this season of Champions, was broadcast here on Azuku TV. My name is Reed Rapid Melton, and I do want to welcome you to game number 2 in this best of 3 series between Faker and Cain. The winner will advance out of their group stage to the playoffs. The loser will go home. And for Cain, he is kind of up against the wall here. 0-1. Faker choosing Annie into his misfortune. Gonna go for a little bit of early trade action. Of course, Cain actually winning that exchange. Cain has put his first point into double up, and traditionally you want to save your skill point, but the matchup doesn't actually change depending on what point you put where. So you're probably going to go with the same thing early on anyway. Earlier on, we did see Zephyr go for a very interesting misfortune strategy by walking around through the bush, getting a flank onto the mid laner level 1, and putting impure shots damage stacked up as he chased him down using that strut passive. But it's going to be a slightly different situation here for Cain, and what's most interesting here is that he actually didn't go back to base and pick up an extra potion. That is a little bit of an error when it comes to starting with a crystalline flask. Faker, though, has been... he's starting with a cloth armor and 5 health potions. Faker's Annie builds remind me of Dr. Mundo builds, because he pretty much goes where he pleases as far as itemization is concerned. And, you know, Faker's going to take less damage from that cloth armor, but, you know, Doran's rings have really been the start for Faker on most of his champions, and the reason he actually lost his previous Annie game is just off of not having enough straight-up damage, not going for that the Doran's ring, and now we'll be losing these trades versus Cain's more auto-attack centric misfortune. Just a CS there with Incinerate. Actually does have the CS advantage, so at least that's something that he will have his in favor, at least momentarily, before the number of creeps in lane evens out. Oh, misses a CS there, so he'll go down one early on. Lands a nice stun. There's Incinerate in for the follow-up damage, and to be honest, for Annie, you actually probably want to go for more of a farm-based survival until level 6 strategy, because I don't know a misfortune out there that in just a solid 1v1 matchup can sustain versus Annie's level 6 burst, specifically if you harass them down with Incinerates earlier on. But you can see the continual Pyromania stuns coming up, and even though they're only like 1.25 seconds, still gives you free trades with you know, Incinerate and Disintegrate. So you're going to like disintegrate them and then incinerate them. I feel like that should be song lyrics. Pretty sure Doa had a band in high school named Disintegrate, Incinerate, something along those lines. Would have been kind of a metal band. I'll have to ask him after this. Or if you guys want to tweet at GGDoa and let him know, ask him if that was the case. I'm sure he'll be glad to respond. So Faker being shoved up underneath this turret. Make it rain all over him with those bullets coming down from Arcade Misfortune. What that actually is, I will never know. Misfortune somehow uses her magical powers to cause light to rain down from the heavens, and somehow that light does damage. Great mysteries of the universe here for League of Legends, but as far as the 1v1 matchup between the actual players is concerned, Faker's actually having a little bit of trouble here. He's actually forced to use his Pyromania stun there on just CSing a minion under turret. Actually should be forced to do that quite a bit more as the waves continue to press in. Get the auto attack for the CS there. Nope. He is still ahead though. Over a full minion wave, and that's with getting shoved into turret. Mine are all in there, but the big difference is that Cain actually got stunned inside Faker's cannon minion creep wave. And after Faker's Annie actually died to a cannon minion earlier on, you all know how strong cannon minions are, so probably want to avoid walking into the cannon minion. Oh, there's the flash! The stun! The ignite's down as well, but I don't think it's going to be a kill. Immediate flash out from Cain. Holy hell, those reflexes to flash out at just the last second. Cain making it out there, and I'm not sure if it was Faker, or I want to say it was Faker, who pulled off almost the exact same play in a highlight video I saw on Reddit a few months ago. Going for that all in, but Cain's got the reflexes to make it out of there alive. Faker actually going to back in the creep wave all the way back to base. Keep in mind, it's Flash Ignite for both players, but with Ignite still available here for Cain, so his level 6 all in might be a little bit more powerful. Look at the itemization. He's got the makings of, what is that, maybe a Hex Drinker? Probably won't ever actually complete that itemization because somebody's going to die in this lane, and Faker's already had one death on Annie. Probably not looking for a second one. So with Cain's Summoner Spell advantage, he's going to be able to play this matchup maybe a little bit more aggressively. Faker comes back into lane with double Doran's rings and some sustain. So the null magic, or not null magic, yeah, it is null magic mantle, not Negatron cloak quite yet. Faker's still with a lot of damage. I don't think that null magic mantle was the answer here. Faker better store up a Pyromania stun here. If he doesn't, then he's going to be very at risk to bullet time, just being channeled from a range that he won't be able to initiate on. There's level 6. There is Mr. Tibbers. The Pyromania stun's gonna go down. Faker microing forward there in between. Will this be the all-in? Last auto attack is not enough. He's sending. Mr. Tibbers gets pulled back out from underneath that turret. Faker with the all-in, unsuccessful at picking up a kill, but still able to push Cain out of lane. We'll see what Cain can gain from staying in lane, or will Faker be enough of a pain to blow up his brains? That's about all I got. You can add me on Twitter at Eminem. It's my alternate account. But at least for right now, Faker versus Cain, somewhat in Faker's favor. He's about 5 CS advantage, not really anything devastating that can't be made up by Cain, but coming back from base has completed a Hex Drinker, and similar to the Fiendish Codex that Faker was able to pick up in game number 1, actually represents one of the only second tier items that we actually see being bought here in the Solo King tournament. Decent CS as well, so, maybe, made possible by CSing like this, but at the same time, Faker's going to come back from base with now an amplifying tome for even more damage. It does take a very bad impure shots trade. Going to need to clear out this minion wave just a little bit more before he goes for any kind of crazy all-in shenanigans, and we'll have Tibbers back available in just about 15 seconds. Will represent another all-in opportunity. Needs to watch out for taking too much Make It Rain damage. Another Pyromania stun there. Faker does have Tibbers up there. He's going to look for an Ignite now. Here's the all-in that he's looking for. Walks into the creep wave. There's the Hex Drinker. Will it be the burn from Tibbers? It will. Have you seen his bear Tibbers? I think the answer is yes. Faker wins game number 2, and with a 2-0 victory over Cain, will advance to the playoffs, sending Cain home. We need a quick instant replay there on your stream. You can see the turnaround Ignite. Minions are doing damage. A nice Hex Drinker to block the Tibbers damage, but in the end, Mr. Tibbers, guys, is gonna have the final word. Faker with a 2-0 victory over Cain.